Hello everyone, welcome back to A Beautiful Mess. So today we are working on Mira's bathroom. Last week was her kitchen, this week we're working in her bathroom and her fridge. Don't forget the fridge because I know a lot of people wondered about that. I did not get on top of the fridge, but we were able to clean out the fridge. So anyway, let's take a look at this bathroom. She had to have that section of the wall removed to get back to the pipes to have them redone. But yeah, I felt sad that Mira had to be showering in this, and so I was excited to get this cleaned up for her. So I'm going to start with the sink, and there are so many good scrubbing sounds in this, so I'm going to try not to talk too much. But I do have to mention the disclaimer that I put at the beginning of this video, which I will now start to put at the beginning of every video I do, because I understand some of the methods I use may not be maybe the most efficient or the way that you would do it. But again, I am not a professional. I literally do this for fun. I just love helping people. So I am learning a lot of stuff as I go, but yeah, so I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So anyway, enjoy these scrubbing sounds. Oh, and you may hear me clearing my throat a lot. Sorry about that. It's annoying to me to hear it, so I imagine it's annoying to you to hear it as well. But again, I was just getting over COVID the week before, and no, I was not contagious any longer, but I still wore a mask the entire time I was there, just in case. I really, really did not want to get Mira sick because she is immunocompromised, and so she can't really afford to get sick. But anyway, that is what you hear every once in a while, so I apologize. Oh, and I did not put the pictures on screen of the things that I'm using to clean with, the products, because I had limited time to get this out because I was literally just up there on Wednesday, and I usually have at least a couple weeks to kind of plan out my videos, but this one I had to do kind of quickly. So I'll just tell you what I'm using. I mean, right now, this is just a wire detail brush. And then before that little scrubby thing I was using was the generic version of the Steel Scrub Daddy. And I use both of those things all the time. Any of these things you can find in the description of my video if you want to try them for yourself. Then that was a lemon scrub brush. And then, of course, this is a microfiber cloth. Use these all the time. And then in just a second, I will be using a ultra fine microfiber cloth to really shine up the stainless steel here. And then I thought I would show you before and afters along the way. So much better. Okay, let's tackle this really dirty bathtub. Okay, and here's where that disclaimer comes in. So I started using a product that I had at home that I bought quite a while ago. It's an Autobahn product. There it is. And it's just for the bathroom. And I'm sure this would have worked great if it was just, maintaining a bathroom. It's supposed to remove soap scum, things like that. But this needed way more than just a general cleaning. So I do let this sit for a little while, end up wiping it off, decide this isn't enough. And so I go to toilet bowl cleaner. So just an example of one of those times that it may seem like I wasted some time, but I really just ruled out one that didn't work. So while that was sitting, I decided to just get this floor cleaned up, get it swept, get all the garbage out. And I guess this would also be a good time to tell you a little more about Mira, just in case you don't know who Mira is or you didn't see the last video. But Mira has a YouTube channel called Peeling Away the Clutter. And she started this channel because she describes herself as chronically disorganized her entire life. And so she had this epiphany one day that her house is not going to clean itself. And she decided to start a YouTube channel of her decluttering one small space at a time. And she's doing phenomenal. It's really incredible how much she has gotten done on her own. With her own willpower. It's pretty remarkable. I'm so proud of her. But there are simply things that she physically cannot do, which is why she called me to see if I could come help with the kitchen and the bathroom. And so I was super happy to do that. But yeah, so this is the result of her reaching out to me. But you should go check out her channel. It's called Peeling Away the Clutter, and I will put it in the link of put her link in the video description so you can find that a little easier. The other thing you need to know about Mira is that she absolutely adores her two dogs, Cupid and Clay. And unfortunately, just a couple weeks ago, she had to make the decision to put Cupid down after he stopped eating, and he had kidney disease and cataracts, and it really was just time. So it was a super hard week for her, and I was really afraid that it was going to set her back, put her into a depression again. But she amazingly did so well with still keeping on top of the decluttering that she's been doing, even though she was grieving a lot. In fact, her last video she was crying through a lot of it, but she's making it. She's doing great. So she still has her Clay, and that helps. So anyway, she's just such an incredible lady. here is where I find out that that Autobahn cleaner was just not going to cut it. Especially when I get to the other side of the tub, I'm like, yeah, this is not touching the stains that were underneath all of this. So, had to change tactics. And speaking of Autobahn, it really would have been helpful, I know, in the kitchen. A lot of you mentioned the enzyme cleaners being helpful for urine smells and things like that. And yes, I do know that. And I use Autobahn all the time at my own home. But I didn't have it with me here that day. I just didn't even think about bringing it. But it really would have been very helpful to kill that smell. So I now have it packed in with my cleaners. You can see the moment I decide, yeah, this just is not working. So we're done with that. And so I rinsed this really thoroughly before I broke out the toilet bowl cleaner. Pulling out the big guns. Okay, you are going to see me use this toilet bowl cleaner on both the bathtub and the tile floor, which I would not recommend you do all the time. For big cleanups like this, I feel okay using such a harsh chemical because this really needed something that harsh to get this really clean, and the floor really was so bad. So, but just to maintain it, like, you do not need to use toilet bowl cleaner. So anyway, that's another disclaimer. I know it can be kind of corrosive on the tile floor and especially on the grout. So I did rinse it, and you'll see me at the very end mop the floor just using a general cleaner and a lot of water just to get a lot of the residue off. But again, just to maintain it, don't need to use anything that harsh. Even with using something this harsh, I still had to go over the area on the bottom of the bathtub again, just because it was so stained. So Mira conveniently had a shower head that came off to spray this down with. However, I could not figure out how to switch it to the one that came off to spray down. So, and she was taking a nap, because since she's had sepsis last year, her stamina is not great. And so she does have to occasionally take a nap. So I don't fault her for that at all. But I couldn't, ask her how to switch it. And so I just ended up using this bucket. But I did finally, at the very end, figure out how to switch it so I could just spray down the walls when I get to that. And I'm sure I'm still going to get comments about that this was still way too harsh and that there were better things I could have used on the floor. And I'm sure there was. I really just wanted to get this clean with whatever I had, the quickest way I could. And this is what I thought of. And people have mentioned using this in the past, so I thought I'd give it a try. So I know I'm never going to please everyone. So just know again that this is not what I would recommend all the time because I know it is very harsh, but it did work. And I'm going to show you kind of the difference in the tile here in just a minute, and show you how effective this actually was. But to maintain it, she does not need to be using the toiletable cleaner for sure. So here you go. Here is the difference between where I've cleaned and where I have not. So I wanted to try that small area first just to see how well it worked. And now I'm going back to the bathtub where I let that toilet bowl cleaner sit for a little longer. And it did get this off. I was so excited. By the way, I have never brought this up before, but some of you may notice these sores on my arms in past videos. Like I see them in every single video because I always have them. And that is because I am a picker. I've always been a picker, and since my autism diagnosis, I've recently figured out that that is my form of stimming. I always thought that it was like some kind of OCD or something like that, but because it's really kind of an obsessive thought that I have and something that I can't really control. I mean, I just do it obliviously. Again, I pick out some really interesting words sometimes, so I'm not even going to edit that out, but that might be the right word. I don't know. Anyway, it's, yeah, just something that I've always done. My lips, my skin, I'm always scratching. I have other like sensory issues that I also deal with. Like I cannot touch chalk. I used to do gymnastics, and that's one of the reasons that I quit, was because I cannot stand the feel of chalk, and you had to use it on the bars, and I can't do it. It makes me feel like I can't breathe. And oh, what is the other thing that, oh, my eyebrows. You cannot touch my eyebrows. In fact, my husband did this morning just to bug me. And oh, I could have killed him because I hate my eyebrows going in the wrong direction. And so if you even get near my eyebrow, I will flip out. And loud sounds. I cannot do loud sounds. It enrages me if I hear a car going down my street that has a really loud engine or a motorcycle. If I'm not prepared for it, it just like, oh, I'm enraged. So just those kinds of sensory issues that I never really understood before until my autism diagnosis. So anyway, it makes a lot more sense now. Oh, and look who figured out the shower head. Finally, I did. This would have been really convenient to have from the beginning. I felt like Ari Katerina for a minute to be able to just spray stuff down. It was so exciting. guess what it's almost time for? It's almost time for a lunch break and for me to go get the table. So here we go. This is the table in the back of my truck after I picked it up. It was just a few minutes away from her house. And then this is the table in her house. Isn't it beautiful? And then we stopped to do a live at the table. So thank you to those who joined us for that. That was super fun. And then I decided to take a break from the bathroom to tackle her fridge. And she is the one that pulled everything out. In fact, that'll probably be in one of her videos, just because, again, we have figured out that I'm very sensitive to smell. So, yeah, she pulled everything out so it didn't smell as bad. And then I went in and cleaned this out. Okay, some of you know my history with fridges and not being able to get them back together. So after I took out that top shelf and was about to take out the second one, I was like, I'm actually just gonna leave these here and wash them where they are because I did not want to try to figure out how to put this all back together. Even though I think this one would have been a lot easier than other ones that I've cleaned, but I did take the drawers out, not the shelves. So, plus there just wasn't a lot of room to set them. So I just let some water soak on there for a little bit with some just Dawn dish soap. So that's it. And then scrubbed it down. Worked well just to leave them in there. I must have backed into something while I was in the bathroom. You can see, looks like chalk on my rear end there or something. But, and by the way, this was not a great day to wear black when I was using so much bleach cleaner because my black shirt got lots of bleached areas on it. It actually looks kind of cool. I'll still wear it, but probably shouldn't have worn black when using bleach.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, sounds good. Love you too, Mom. You too. Bye.
Oh yeah, how's your mom doing?
Oh gosh. We're adventures.
Oh yeah?
So, my parents' money failed.
No. So the conversation we're having, I know, is sped up and kind of muted, so you can't really hear what we're saying, but we're talking about Mira's mom, who has been in the hospital. And so that's yet another thing she's been dealing with is her mom being in the hospital. And I want to say, if I remember right, that she had a stroke. So anyway, wasn't doing very well. And yeah, so she's had a lot to deal with lately. Poor thing.
Like, yeah. And I'm like, well, that's good because she's going to suffer the donuts tomorrow, that's for sure. Cutie. What is your grandma? Oh gosh. I'm pretty much in denial about it all, to be honest.
About your mom being killed?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you don't need another. What's that?
I'm just stay in denial as long as possible.
Yeah, you've had enough stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, we don't have controls. I'm just gonna be, I guess.
And now we're talking about YouTube and some of the difficulties of YouTube and things we have to deal with. Y'all, YouTube is hard. Like, it is so much harder than I thought it would be. I was really like, when I started this, thinking that the hardest part would be editing videos, but no, there's replying to comments, which I love the comments, don't get me wrong, but it can be so overwhelming when you're just like, I just want to go to bed. And you have like 1,000 comments to reply to. In fact, this day that I was there, she had gotten her first 500 comments in a day. And I remember the first time I had that, and I was just like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to answer all of these? Because I feel like I want to answer all of them. I know I probably don't have to, but I really like to appreciate my community. So yeah, I do try to answer every single comment, but it can be a bit overwhelming. So there's that. And then, of course, there's the not so nice comments that, I mean, I deal with those a lot better now because I just remove them, hide them from my channel if I need to. But, oh, what else? It's just so much more time than I ever thought it would be. But it's fine. I love doing this because I love helping people, but there are some days that I feel really burned out, for sure. Okay, here's that fridge after. So much better. Okay, I haven't done this yet in this video, and I forget a lot until the end. But if you haven't subscribed yet, if your birthday is between January and December, this is your sign to subscribe to my channel and to like this video. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps to get these videos out to more people so that I can help more people. So much appreciated. Thanks, guys. And back to the bathroom to finish that up. Oh, I also wanted to share some exciting news. I'm an aunt again. Well, I mean, I've been an aunt for a while, but my brother and sister-in-law just had their first baby after 10 years of marriage. They just hit 10 years in November and just had a baby after many, many struggles and doing IVF, and this was their 7th transfer. So we've affectionately called him Baby Siete for this pregnancy, and she just delivered him yesterday. He's healthy, and it's so exciting. So happy for them. And my heart goes out to anybody who struggles with fertility issues and such. So anyway, I am happy that this did finally work out for them and that they're a mom and dad now. It's so exciting. And here's a before and after of that mirror. Now onto the toilet and the wall next to the toilet. The toilet actually was not that bad, but and it's a bidet, and this is actually the first time I have used a bidet. So it was kind of interesting. I know people swear by them. They love their bidets. I'm undecided. I think I could get used to it, but I don't know. It's different for sure. I actually think I may be the only one in my family out of my siblings that does not have a bidet, because I think my sister started this because her husband had a stroke 3 years ago in November. He's actually my age. He turned 43 when he was in the hospital. So kind of crazy. But yeah, anyway, they kind of needed something to help in the bathroom. So they got a bidet, and I think that's where it kind of started in our family, and everybody else got a bidet. I have not jumped on that bandwagon yet. Also, someday I will introduce you to Matt. That's my brother-in-law that had the stroke. He is hilarious. His stroke totally changed him, which, I mean, in some ways, it makes me sad for my sister because, you know, he's not the same person that she married, but he is pretty funny. He has no filter anymore, and he's a lot of fun to chat with. So I'm sure I will feature him in one of my videos at some point. Sorry, I realized I've been forgetting to mention some of the cleaning tools I've been using, but a lot of them are the same things, so I'm sure you've gathered that. But I am just using that Odoban bathroom cleaner to clean this with, and then Libman scrub brush and microfiber cloth. So a lot of it's the same stuff you'll see me use again and again. So here's a before and after of that entire pedestal vanity area. So the door and the floor are the things that I have left to do. So that was Zepp wall cleaner, which you've seen me use in another video. I love this stuff. And I'm just using a magic eraser with that. Okay, here is proof that I do own a mop. I know some of you doubted that since I didn't use it in the kitchen on Mira's house, but the reason why I was using the t-shirts and doing the floor the way that I did was because there was so much grime and urine and all that on there that I didn't want to use my regular mop on there and have to keep rinsing that. I was like, I'm just going to use something that I can wipe up, throw away, and then mop it well at the end, which I did with the Swiffer. So anyway, this is the mop that I use at my house, and so I like to use it when it's still, you know, when it's kind of fairly clean already, just so I don't have to go through so many of the microfiber cloths. And by the way, those t-shirts that you see sitting, or the rags that are around the vanity, that's because there's a little gap at the bottom there, and I did not want water to get underneath there and create mold. And I know some of you were probably thinking, why is she stepping all over the floor when she's mopping it? But I do one final mop here at the end. I just wanted to rinse it thoroughly. So I think I've covered all of my bases, but I know somewhere I will still get some kind of comment about something wrong that I did. It just always happens. I'm just used to it by now. So here is the after. And then here are some before and afters. Then I thought I would record Mira's reaction for you.
Look how clean it is.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
It smells great.
This is amazing.
Yeah, and I did get that stain out of the bottom that I didn't think I was going to be able to get.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, I got it.
Yay.
Yeah. And I wanted to show you a little better footage of the table because the picture didn't do it justice. You got to see just how beautiful this is. There is a slight stain or like a steam mark on there, but I love the wood grain and the design there on the chairs, the leather. It's beautiful. And now I'm going to give you a sneak peek of next week's video. This is a super sped up version and a bird's eye view. So of course the version next week, you'll get to see in a lot more detail and up close what I'll be doing. But this story of this lady that I'm helping is pretty sad and fairly traumatic, but I was so happy to be able to go and help her. But anyway, I hope you'll join me next week to see that. And I'm so happy you joined me today to watch Mira's bathroom. Thanks so much, you guys, and have a great week.